Welcome back to Gridlife Grand Circuit from NCM Motorsports Park. My name is Kyle Heyer, joining you for this afternoon's, or this morning's, I guess, still here in the central time zone, Gridlife TrackBattle Time Attack. We're about to gear up and get ready to go for our second time attack session of the day. This morning, just kind of some shakedowns for all the categories. And this session today highlighted by the brand new time attack category Club TR. Super excited to be here with you today from Bowling Green, Kentucky. And we'll move in. Porsche at the front of the order here. Civic Type R. Looks like a BRZ or FRS. Couldn't quite get a good look at it here from my angle. EG Civic, couple BMWs, another Civic. We got so much diversity in the time attack field all the way through, in all sorts of different categories. There is a class for every car, and if you don't know what class you fit into, have a look at the Gridlife's website, grid.life. We'll have some classing information for you on what each class is to help you better determine where your car would fit in. But I would strongly suggest running time attack if you're all about improving your own skill in the race car. I know that K-Miata also has a kit for it. Have a look at our weather again. A cool, dreary-looking day. 55 in the air, 69 down there on the track, and radar still looking relatively clear in terms of rain, but probably cloud cover for most of the day. So moving into our Group B session here at Gridlife Grand Circuit. Over the backside of the course, this track folds back on itself, so it really lends itself to this sort of drone coverage. Love these shots. I also love the attention to detail here at NCM Motorsports Park. Look at the curbing. That blue mark there, that's the apex. So it's a little bit of a visual indicator for drivers. That's pretty handy. Big fan of that. Helps drivers kind of spot the apexes around here. And there is one of our Sundae Cup fits out on the racetrack. If you've got a Honda Fit or a Ford Fiesta or even a Kia Rio or anything like that, the Sundae Cup is an absolutely perfect category to run in. Really minimal modifications required to run in this class competitively. And I know for a fact that everybody has the most fun in Sundae Cup because it is just, 95 miles an hour, maximum speed, and everyone's having a blast. That's super cool, and I have a Fiesta that I planned on at some point maybe running in Sundae Cup. Haven't quite gotten around to it by that point. Jimmy Diggs, a 221.637, gets eclipsed by Walker in the number 460 217.133. Nick Kors, a 225.356. He trims the timing and scoring. And there's that 991 of Rauch. That car is super capable. Look at the exhaust. And that is the downturned exhaust to try to keep the car in compliance for the sound restrictions here at NCM. And it seems like it's working. He hasn't been black flagged yet. And running mighty fast on top of that. Alex Artea, 226.704, his first time around. An FA20 powered FRS. That is the 177 car of Neat. And that has the very typical sounding Subaru rumble from that four-cylinder Boxer engine. And it's becoming more and more common as the Boxer lets go under pressure to put Honda K motors in, because that's the answer to apparently everything in the tracking world, is to put a Honda K motor in it, and there's a couple different organizations that will actually do that for a price, and I know that they actually retain all of the factory electronics and the ABS and the dashboard and all that stuff still works, which is phenomenal, and actually a consideration for me. Hopefully my car won't explode, but if it does, I have it out to something that I know will be a bit more reliable. But about 2,700 pounds from the factory, rear-wheel drive, and they only make about 200 horsepower. They don't make a lot of torque from the factory, but with modifications like I'm sure Neat has, and plenty of, I think that will be a very, very capable car. A 233.053, his first lap around NCM Motorsports Park. Civic Type R, 10th gen through turns 1A and 1B. This is one of our new Falken Club TR cars here, working the way through turns 1 and 2. That is the number 90 car. And again, Falken Club TR, a brand new category for this season, meant to sort of bridge the gap between street and street mod and allow a bit more of a builder mindset in there, a lot more aerodynamics allowed, a little bit more just open than street is. No internal engine modifications, so Ben Thorne from the Gears and Gasoline group that had run the EF Civic, EF Civic? I can't remember what generation Civic it is. But they actually swapped that motor out to something that didn't have internal modifications. The engine that came out of that car, Ben Thorne's Civic, is actually now in Tom O'Gorman's S2000 in Gridlife Touring Cup because those modifications are allowed there. So I guess that was an easy trade. It made a whole lot of sense. But I'm so excited for this Club TR category just because of how attainable this category is to see that car peel off just to get out of the way for the time being. And back on course, pulling offline, just trying to stay out of the way. Letting others on through. Rock picks up a 208.422 in the 991 Porsche. Walker a 216.752. And through turns 1A and 1B. Look here at the number board on the side of this car. That and the blue Civic is Jimmy Diggs. So we were looking and wondering who that was. Thanks for Chris behind the scenes sending me that information. I couldn't put two and two together and figure that out. I was looking, I go, where's the 90 car? Oh, this should be right at the top of the timing. So yeah, that's Jimmy Diggs. I don't know who Jimmy Diggs is, but we're gonna find out later. Walker. Couple drivers shuffling towards the bottom of the screen there. DeVries, Leaphart, and Boysen shuffling around a little bit. There's an NC Miata. These cars are getting a lot more attainable in recent years. The NCs versus the NAs and NBs. And in GLTC, we've seen a handful of cars that have gotten Duratec swap. I believe that's also a Falken Club TR car, that NC Miata. So you can see the different formulas already starting to show face here. Again, the winning formula team who has 3 to 6 cars at any given weekend. This is basically their home turf. So a lot of expectations around how they're going to run here this weekend. Cars on track for Group C here for Gridlife Track Battle at Gridlife Grand Circuit here at NCM Motorsports Park. And cars rolling, a handful of different ones. Matt Williams here in his Honda Fit for Sundae Cup. Always glad to have Matt with us and having the most fun of anybody on the racetrack in Sundae Cup. EG Civic out on course. An FRS with the Hot Lava Orange that I bought last Friday. I'm partial to that color. It took me forever to find one. 10th Gen Civic rolling out. Couple unlimited cars, I believe, in this session as well. There's an RX-8 out here somewhere that has a wing bolted to the front of the car as well as the back, which is something that you really only ever see on hill climb cars. So that's really exciting. That is an unlimited category driver. Let me get the name of that man, that mad lad with the wing bolted to the front. That is Dallas Reed in unlimited, and we'll see if he pops on the racetrack a little bit later this afternoon. Towards turns 5 and 6. And there's Matt Williams in the Sundae Cup Fit. Whoa, big moment there. A bit of a wheel hop there over the curbing. And pulls it back on, but he had a moment for sure. Into turn number 3 now. Williams always has those signature blue fog lights that make it easy to spot that car from a mile away. Now tucking back in line, a bit of slipstream. That might have helped this car just a touch. And on the runway on the other side of the racetrack over towards turns 5 and 6, they'll come out of this into Deception and then climb the crest. 33 of David Foley in an Evo with some crazy looking arrow on it as well. James Morgan out on track in the 926. Good to see him out there, our buddy James. Not exactly sure. I'm not sure if he's running a Civic or what he's entered in this weekend. I didn't get a full look at the entry list before jumping on here. There's the number 207011 in the number 30 car. That is wild. Matt Williams. The difference in cars, we got cars running to 207. We're going to have Matt Williams probably run an 8-minute lap time and have a smile from ear to ear as he jumps the curbs and has so much fun in a car that makes 120 horsepower. That's just got to be the best. Across the line next, who's it going to be? Kia's in the 236-402. Whoop, parts and pieces flying off of something there. Peter Zhang out on track at 237-807. And Matt Williams at 239-324. 487. Now Zhang is in the 28 car. That is that FRS. I don't know what modifications are done to that car, but I can tell you the one in front of it is having a bad day. Some smoke out the tailpipes of that. Maybe that was just exhaust and not motor. But that is another Club TR car, that Scion FRS, and that motor might be expiring on that 370. And some C5 Corvettes, which are actually becoming pretty attainable cars. Big of a wiggle there for Peter Zhang. But those C5 Vets are becoming pretty attainable track cars, and their ceiling for performance is really quite high. And there's a lot you can do to them to make them go real fast. And Jeremy Swenson in GLTC has taken one and made it slow to compete with the rule set there in GLTC. Slow relative to probably the outright performance of a normal C5 Vet on race tire. But let's be honest, the GLTC cars are not slow by any stretch. And working through the tail end of this Group C session. That's the 926 car of James Morgan. Now, he just bought this car. This car actually lived in the Gridlife warehouse for a while. And he just bought this car a couple weeks ago and has been enjoying it ever since. It looks really, really nice. It's a great-looking Honda Fit. And I'm kind of jealous of James Morgan. He's also having fun. There's Josh Halka back this week in the number 7 Street Class all-wheel drive Subaru WRX STI. And glad to have Josh back with us. That car is ridiculously fast. I saw an onboard of Halka's laps from Road America last year. And it is certainly a straight-line monster. And I know he's been fighting some issues in the past with getting that car reliable and fast also. But he's gotten it pretty much there. And right now, 236-403. Wrong Halka. Racers Group. Grant Mullet, of course. Is this the chat moment that everyone has made famous? Black flag now, cars to return to pit lane. That will likely signal close to the end of the session, and that, of course, is for Ernesto Prozelis in that number the number 38, 370. Don't know if there's any fluid out there. I don't think there is, but he's pulled off and has not found a far enough way off course to let the session remain green.